Welcome back to the Viral. I only listen to 90s music. Stacey, you are a social media expert. Our Snoop Dogg clip is at close to 600,000. Is that considered viral if you're at that number, or what is the number to be considered actually viral?
So there is, it's even weird to say that there is no number, right? So the views or likes or that's one thing. It's almost like kind of like a vanity metric, right? Because if I just sit there and I have my phone there and it just keeps playing over and over, well, that digs into unique visitors. Anywho, without digging into all of that, really, it can be measured a couple of different ways, right? So one, we have a lot of engagement on that video. Are people sharing it? Are people like when it starts getting shared more and more and more, or people start making comments about it, like they're making a extra video about it. So I feel like we went viral, but somebody else may be like, well, I didn't see it on the Shade Room. Okay, fair enough. I'm like 500-something thousand. It got to the point, and one day Stacey just had time. It felt like that day when it went out there, and she commented on everyone. It's like you had time that day. It's the reality of I'm extremely busy, but I have more time on my hands than you think I do. And I do. And I also have ADHD, and I will become hyper focused on something. So what you don't want is for me to be hyper focused on you.
It reminded me of that little video. It's a little video of a little white dude, little gangster white dude. He's like, I got time today, cuz. I got time today, cuz.
Some days some days I won't mess with people. Like if you see me just end the argument with okay, because I'm over it. I don't have time. But like that day I was like, you know what? My calendar is clear. And then I'll only type so much with my thumbs. Like after a certain point, I'm like, I'm not going back and forth through my thumbs. If I go to my laptop and now I'm typing, I'll say the longer my response, that means that I'm not typing with my thumbs anymore. I have moved on to the laptop, and and I type 75 a minute. So let's get it. Like you're gonna get all of this. But I didn't realize that Snoop was so polarizing. I did, but I didn't. I know that some people loved him, some people didn't. But at that point, I felt like that he had more love than he did not, and come to find out.
Look, it was people. It was people getting in the comments on there and on YouTube that were like, yeah, he was the devil worshiping Illuminati people with the thing. He was wearing Bamford. And I'm like, there's somebody went in there and was like, man, you'd be great at I bet you're great at office parties.
Yeah, like that clip went, which goes into you never know what's going to go viral. That's rule number one. Like people who want to hire a social media manager or whatever, and you immediately be like, we want to go viral. There is no formula for going viral. People will latch on to anything, period. Like the girl, Corporate Erin, she had been posting videos and doing comedy forever. And then the Corporate Erin character, people grabbed it. The dude who was doing the videos with all the bugs meeting up and all of that, he had been doing videos forever. Did one about the bugs, people grabbed it. You don't know until it happens. That's it. And then even with that one can go viral and nobody else pays attention again.
It's like having a one hit record.
you can legit. How many people have you literally went viral that one time? They were everywhere, and then now, so you'll never hear from them again. So you gotta. If you're out here putting out content, when you go viral, you got to be ready to be viral. You got to be ready for whatever happens next. You better have a website link or something.
You better have that link tree going. You better have that link tree set up
for them to go to. Hey, don't be going back in the comments and being like, "Oh yeah, since y'all here, buy my t-shirts." Nah, we should already know that your t-shirts was there. But anywho.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. Breakdancing at the Olympics, Stacey, you called it grand opening, grand closing.
Grand opening, grand closing. Shout out to the people like who have studied dance and who have spent their lives dancing and would love to have that opportunity to dance on the Olympic stage, right? And the people who do like the World Dance Championships, right? We've seen breaking and B-Boying and all of that in those competitions, right? So the little French boys who will be with Beyonce, Les Twins, and all these other people, like we've seen this. Jabba, we've seen it. And then the Olympics happened. And all I'll say is there was a competitor from the land down under. And
I'm gonna get her name for you, or unless you know her name already.
I don't know her name. The woman, the kangaroo.
Raygun. She calls herself Raygun.
Rachel
Gunn, but they call her Rachel Gunn is her name, but she goes by Raygun. That's her dance name.
Yeah. So
good day, mate.
Yeah, man, dude.
If y'all haven't seen it, we can't show it, y'all. You know, we normally would, but Peacock has a restriction on any of those things from being shown for whatever reason. Any other stuff we could put on there, but
they own all that footage.
Yeah. So all we can say, like I said, that's why I wasn't even trying to say a name. Like I don't want to get flagged for nothing. But what I'll say is this: mistakes were made. She was courageous to get out on that stage and do whatever it was that she was doing. Kudos to you, but I hate that you did this for breaking and for hip hop to have just celebrated 50 years, for breakdancing to be one of the elements of hip hop, for breaking to make it to the Olympics to be recognized as a sport or a competitive athletic event, and for her to get out there and essentially make a mockery of it. And now they won't even be bringing it to LA next at the next Olympics, which to be able to have breakdancing in LA. Now, true enough, I mean, we're not going to have it in New York, but still, though, there were breakdancing crews in LA. Ice-T was breakdancing.
Breaking was shot in LA.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was, so the fact that won't even happen now.
That community center, or whatever it was.
Bruh, like, do you understand, like, with them going to LA and we know with Kendrick and we know with Tommy the Clown, like he would have been there. You know what I'm saying? Like he would have been in the competition, let me take that back. Who's to say that he wouldn't have been? I don't know, because I don't know what the criteria was to be able to get there, because it couldn't have been too much because old girl, she made it. Right? But again, just that the culture sometimes is just in danger. It has been repoed, resold, and redriven, and it's too many owners on that title.
Did anybody see any of the Japanese people break?
Okay, breaking news, y'all. Hold on. We have Miss Raygun dancing afterwards to prove that she can break dance right afterwards, after people made fun of her outside in Olympic Park. Just as bad as the actual performance, y'all. That is very similar.
Man, I do that same shit when I'm drunk.
Right?
The same thing.
Listen to me very carefully. All right. I have seen toddlers give that exact same performance after telling me, watch this.
Yeah. My son just do it every day. Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen videos of your son doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not impressed with whatever the hell that was that she did. And now I did see a clip the other day of, I guess maybe at the beginning of the competition or at some point they were battling. They were like, you know, like that old school battle. And then that's when you were really seeing some of the moves and athleticism. And it's like, that's what I kind of expected to see in the events, like I said, or even like I said with the world day, those the championships that they always have, you really see people who would put time into a routine or whatever. And again, I feel like a mockery was made. Grand opening, grand closing. They tried to do something new, and
watch, they gonna try to bring river dance. Lord of the Dance.
River dance. That's hilarious. The river dance is gonna be back on and going.
I gotta figure out what new event can I get in on at the Olympics
to get you a medal.
To something, because how did she qualify to get there? Right? Weren't there trials or something? Like, what did she pay? Did she just have to pay to go?
Because at least the dude from Turkey got silver.
Right. The guys seemed like they were doing you didn't see too much like bad guy dancing though. Like I'll at least say that. Like most of the dudes was doing their thing. At least the dudes. It felt like they didn't have enough women that they knew, even though there's tons of women that break dance in the world. But it felt like some countries may not have had nobody, but they wanted to send something to just represent and have like, we got 150 tickets to go. We only got 148 athletes. Let's send 2 breakdancers.
How many countries participated in the breaking?
Oh, I think it was like maybe 12 or 13 per, I think, male and female.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, I don't know.
And America didn't get any medals?
Nope. So there was preliminary phase. So the B-boys, that was actually kind of cool. They said B-boys and B-girls in it. They call it the B-boys. They had, let's see. Oh, come on now.
It says breakers from 16 countries qualified for Paris.
16, okay.
Including 4 representing the United States.
It sounded cute in theory.
Ways that I can't understand is what it does.
I do think they do need at some point, and I wish we'd like the Olympics that they had in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, like that hood Olympics. I think that could really work in real life, like a real hood Olympics. Like you got to break into a car in a certain amount of time.
Jumping fences.
That's what I'm saying. Jumping fences. No, that needs to be an event. Like for real. I'm talking about like
dogs.
And I mean, and the reality is that there is a gymnastics competition. We just need some mattresses.
Yeah.
We wasn't doing the beams and stuff.
Ain't none of that. No, we just
don't flip off of it.
Niggas been hitting notes. I'm sorry, excuse me, a backflip for other people. We was hitting notes on mattresses back then. That's what you did. So like get some, yeah. And then we can absolutely have track, and I mean that's just running, straight street racing.
Yep, street racing.
Prefer like either in your tennis shoes, you could be barefoot. Just depends. I don't know.
That's two different categories. There's a barefoot event and a shoe event. There's 2 different events.
It is.
That's like the breaststroke in the freestyle swimming. That's 2 different styles of swimming. 2
different styles. You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
All right, somebody that is the Lauryn Hill Experience has come back. This is a super layered conversation, folks. We have talked about this. Stacey, you've experienced it live. Scott, you've experienced it live, right?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, so you're the only one experienced it live. That's right.
Yeah.
Now the world won't get to experience it because the Fugees tour is not happening because of Lauryn. Then Prize comes out with a diss song dissing Lauryn Hill and letting everyone know why the Fugees aren't touring again.
First off, this record exclusively on TMZ.
That's why we can't play it here, y'all, because it's all these little places that be,
it's exclusively on TMZ. Like, it's the only place you can listen to it, and you don't have to. It's okay.
you ain't missing it.
You don't have to listen to it at all. I don't know if let me say this. I pray that it's a freestyle. Like, I pray that was a freestyle and that he did not take pen to paper to write those lyrics. Like, please. First off, Pras, I'm not a huge Pras fan, is what I'll say, right? As far as his role in the Fugees.
Oh, yeah, it was Ghetto Superstar.
And I didn't like that song. Like, I mean, that just, no thanks. So,
he did have a decent and contributing verse to the "Staying Alive" song with Wyclef. That was a decent verse there. Decent.
Yeah, that was a decent verse. Yeah.
The reality of, can you go on tour without somebody? If this would have all worked out, they could have been on tour without Pras.
Pras needed that money to go on his books.
That's what I said, and that's why Pras is even more mad.
That's why he mad.
Like, this bitch done fucked up.
Anybody said shit, but that's what he mad about.
He wanted money in the book. Like, he like, do this. I'm gonna go to jail for probably a good 7 to 10.
Hey, I need this.
Dude, like,
we should have known though, Stacey, that it was going to go bad because it said Lauryn Hill presenting the Fugees, not the Fugees like reunion tour. It was Lauryn Hill.
But it was like, but I always thought it was the miss. It was like, wasn't it the Miseducation reunion tour or the anniversary tour?
It was like an anniversary,
but it was the Lauryn Hill tour featuring the Fugees. It was like when they would be like David Ruffin featuring the Temptations, or what he wanted to be. That's basically
supposed to have a reunion tour, like then COVID.
Oh yeah, COVID happened. Yep,
COVID happened.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, dude. No, I'm
trying to look up the actual thing.
I remember
it's Lauryn Hill. The Miseducation 25th anniversary tour, Lauryn Hill and the Fugees.
I'm saying that was her, but what was it like? Because of low ticket sales or something, and because of she says low ticket sales, and because of all the what do you call it, the media melee regarding. Or the sensationalism around past cancellations and
her being late
and stuff from and it's like, no, you have fooled the people too many times. We're not doing this again. So that's why nobody's going, or nobody's excited, because it's like, is she going to be there? So don't get upset that people are judging you based on your actions. Like, not even perceived actions, like what you have consistently done. Like, this is what you've shown us. You're not known for being on time. You weren't late once.
Yeah, you known for a great album and being late.
Or not coming.
Oh, yeah,
and we talked about this before, but is there another artist that has been able to get away with just having one solid great album and being able just to live off of it for this long and get this much slack, this much grace? Like, yeah, I want to see her perform it for the 25th time because that's the only album she got. This is the only artist we've let get away with this. Only one. I can't name another artist that's got away with one album like this that didn't pass away.
Yeah.
Right. That's why my head was down, because I was really thinking about it.
Biggie only had 2, but he passed away.
That was it. And even with that, he had 2. Yep. 3 technically, if you want to call it. I mean, it was a double album.
And he's come out more albums than Lauryn Hill, and he ain't even alive. He still got more than her.
Yeah,
there's no artist. Can y'all think? I'm trying to think.
Fuck. Wait a minute. Oh.
Yeah, I can't.
Nah. Yeah. No. It's You can't. It's not possible.
Like I just Googled it just to try to see. And they're all Lauryn Hill's the only R&B artist of these lists.
Yeah, because they keep putting that album in the top hip hop albums. That's an R&B album.
Yeah, they got a lot of bands on here. She's the only hip hop R&B person on this list because we don't let you get away with that. In general, in the black community, we don't.
But you know what she did though? She made that album and just went off and had a bunch of kids.
Which is nothing wrong with that. I ain't mad at her for doing that. I ain't got time to sing. But it's like the non-professionalism about it. And then I don't know if y'all heard the song on Nas's album on this was it King's Disease 2, I believe. It's called Nobody. And she says on there, and the verse is snapping though, don't get it twisted. She says, y'all worried about my tardiness, but I'm trying to save souls. So I'm like, the audacity of you to try to tell me because you late because you saving souls. The verse is fire, but it's some audacity in saying that.
I remember that. And it's so what I'll say is this, right? Like I get the idea of if you're not really ready to go out on stage, right? And if you're not feeling it, if your mind isn't there, your energy isn't there, whatever, you're not going to do a good performance. And that's why you're making people like it may take you a bit. I get that, but it's like, again, you're not making people wait 15 minutes, right? Like it's not like, oh, the concert started a half hour late, right? Like, as someone who struggles sometimes with anxiety or with social anxiety, especially, and it's like, having to know I got to go do something. But when I know that I have to go do something, I'm getting prepared for it all day. Like that's it, especially something that's big. So with the concert or whatever, right? Like I know this is coming up. I got to get mentally prepared for it. And I want to get there. Like I said, even if I am late, I'm a little late. I'm not. Because like that's just hours and hours. I can't speak to anybody else's mental state, but again, you also can't get upset at people not wanting to deal with it. Right? Like,
so the correct line
it's not like you were late once.
The full line to be correct. I'm saving souls, and y'all complaining about my lateness is the actual direct line. I looked up the lyric. That's an audacious statement. But I mean, it was a great album, man. And it's a great album, but
it really was a great.
Did she tour off that album like back when it was out?
Yeah, I went to it. It was her and Outkast.
I can't remember.
It was her and Outkast.
Where was it at? Enterprise?
No, the Fox.
Fox, okay.
Yeah, It was my senior year. It was February of '99. Okay,
that was my sophomore year.
Yeah, so like what they did was, so the first time it got canceled because September, it got canceled the first time, and then she brought it back because she was sick. Now looking back, I should have known that it was messed up because she canceled that time the first time that she ever went on tour by herself. But then she brought it back. It was like February, maybe April, maybe it was February it was in the spring of '99.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I just remember the Hard Knock Life tour, that spring.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you now. What's amazing is that some people be having the actual old tour schedules from back in the day online. And you'll be like, dang, they was in St. Louis in '98. I don't remember that. Hold on. So Lauryn Hill in 1999, they got a whole map that actually gives you a map of where she was in what year. So she did 80 cities in '99, and St. Louis was, that's right. I forgot she did Smoking Grooves too. She did Smoking Grooves as well. Lauren performed for a lot of dates in the in the 99.
She was tired. That was
yeah, no. Look, she did 81 shows in 99 alone.
In 1 year.
In
not
1 year.
TV performances.
Not including them. So yeah, she was in St. Louis in 99. Yep. Okay. Yep. She was here February 22nd, 1999.
At the Fox.
Yep, at the Fox. Yep. She was surely up at the Fox. Stacey had to drop off. She's having internet problems, but so I mean, do you think that when Lauryn, man, is there any way for her to redeem herself at this point? Like this, how many shows does she have to show up on time and do everything right before people are like, oh man, okay, I'm gonna give you another chance?
Man, get a smaller venue because you don't need the big stadiums. Because half the people ain't gonna show up anyway because they used to you showing up.
Or they gonna show up late.
They gonna show up late. They like, oh man, she ain't gonna hit the stage till about 10.
Oh, I'm gonna buy my tickets late. I'm gonna buy mine on the day of.
I'm gonna wait till I get paid the week before. She may cancel.
She may cancel. That's the part that she may cancel.
Speaking of tours though, I went to Escape.
Yeah, how was the
Escape? It was dope, man. Pam wasn't on the tour. It was Keisha and Kima, but they did their thing though.
Oh, so So I think maybe I wonder if Keisha don't get along with Pam, because it's only either Pam and Kima, or Keisha and Kima.
They did their thing in 702. They did their thing, and and Maya.
Oh, so who was Escape did their thing?
Yeah, Escape and SWV, they came out together because they was co-headlining.
Okay.
Dope. So it's like they came out together. Then SWV will do a song, then they go off stage. Then Escape come back out and do.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's
it's
dope.
like they'll do a couple songs, go backstage. And then SWV come out, then do a couple songs. They were just going back and forth for a couple hours.
So Escape did well though. I mean, without
Escape did good.
So they basically have now solved that Rubik's Cube puzzle, Stacey. That he's saying from the Escape concert last night that they may not need Latasha to go on tour.
Well, her sister's singing her parts.
Right. That's
so there was a post that was
like who's better? What was it? Who's better or most?
It was like, who's the voice of Escape? Is it Candy or is it Latasha?
There we go.
And I said, real shit. I said, really, it's Latasha. I'm like, I said, the thing is, I said, Tasha. For me, I always liked her voice. I always loved her voice more than I like Candy's. Like I love Candy. I'm not, as far as the voices in the group, she's not top for me. Right. So it's Tasha and her sister Tamika. But Tasha was heavy and people ignored her and focused on the other girls. But Latasha always had a great voice. I told you, like her, she has a song on the Best Man soundtrack, Liar Liar. Amazing song, and it's just her by herself. But all of the songs that she was on, her and her sister, for me, like I said, they were amazing. But when everybody can sing, if everybody in your group can sing, if you lose a member, you're usually okay. Sometimes you can be okay. It depends, like
In Vogue.
And crazy thing is, the concert at 702, because Iris passed, but she didn't really have any leads.
They fine.
And they took it back to Subway. I was like, they sang this little game we play.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So who opened up? Was it 702?
Well, they had 702 was the main opener, but they had the OMG girls and some other group, they nieces and nephews, whoever they was. Yeah, they was. Yes.
He said they nieces and nephews.
Yeah, they had all the little young kids out there. But then 702 came out first. They did good, and then Total came out, and then Maya, and then Escape and SWV came out together.
Yeah, okay. That's because I was like, man.
Had they already been to Dallas, Stacey?
I don't know. I think
I say
I knew they were coming, but I don't remember when.
I say Big Sip need to take you to that one.
I don't know. We going somewhere this week. I don't. You know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't even quote me because I end up being somewhere else.
Know where I'm going.
Hey, what'd be funny is if she texts us and be like, "Hey man, I'm at the Escape show right now." I forgot all about it.
All I've been told was to pack my bags and I need to bring a swimsuit and my goggles. And I'm like, bitch. Because like you can't invite me to anywhere that has a pool or tell me we're going to a pool party because I swim. So everybody there with their little cute outfits on. Stacy got her. I got
the water tree.
I got my real goggles. I got I have a Speedo swimsuit, but it's because it's a super performance. It's not a cute swimsuit.
I was about to say you got the Olympic swimsuit on.
I got like the Olympic swimsuit.
Stacey, the only person at the swim party with a swim cap on.
Legit, I'm at the swim party with a swim cap on.
We can hit that water.
Like literally 2 years ago, one of the ladies in my chapter, she had a little party at our house, for everybody to come over, and people there, they got the little cute outfits on and big earrings and all of that, and I'm like, okay, well, that's what's up. I literally had my swimsuit on underneath my stuff, and was like, all right, cool. Swim cap on, goggles. They out there with their little pool floats and drinking. I'm doing laps. I'm legit out there doing laps. So if like the whole oh, people don't get in the pool. I do. So if you invite me, I'm coming to swim because I want to swim. So I'll wear that out. Whatever I'm doing this weekend, I'm swimming. That's all I know. I get to
pool.
Since we're mentioning people, we was talking about the U.S. Olympic team. Someone else tried to do the national anthem as Marvin Gaye. I'm gonna let Scott give his actual great hot take a momentarily, but we're gonna play it first for people.
Yeah, play it.
If you do not know, for our people that are just listening, that is Tyrese as Marvin Gaye singing the national anthem.
You know what I thought about? Because it was a preseason game. Just think like you probably like a low round draft pick. You ain't or undrafted. You trying to make a team. You ain't never in LA before. You was like, these niggas be doing this like this out here in LA. Be dressing. They be dressing.
You from Opelika, Alabama, and it's your first time out the state of Alabama, and this is what you see.
Yeah. And you see this. That reminded me of that episode of Proud Family when the brother's singing the national anthem.
Oh, yes. Oh man.
Yeah.
But no, you were saying, Scott, say what you thought about. What was your theory, Scott, about why he dressed up as Marvin Gaye?
Oh, he don't want to get served. He don't want to get served when they trying to serve him at his show.
Yeah, and he just stopped in the middle of the show and was like, "God bless, good night," and just left.
Yeah,
he just left in the middle.
Couldn't even do the meet and greets.
You do a meet and greet and get back with a process server.
Hey, somebody pay $1,000 to serve you.
Ooh.
Ooh, fuck.
They try.
I mean, depending on you can tell a process server like whatever expenses you have to incur will reimburse you. Like you can have that done. Like, hey, if you got to pay $1,000 to get meet and greet to serve this person, we'll reimburse you. So you could get served like that.
I just want to know why. Like, it was hot. It's still summer. It's August.
And that's not even the Marvin Gaye, the way he looked when he did that. It was an 84 at the NBA All-Star game.
It was at the All-Star game.
Yeah, and that was Sexual Healing Marvin Gaye that did that one. He was in silk suits then. He was in silk suits and sunglasses.
He was dressed as I Want You Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That didn't make no sense.
None of it makes sense. None of this makes sense. Do you understand? None of it. Shenanigans, okay? He has shenaned once and he will continue shenanigans.
Continue to shenan.
All right, Stacey, is he spiraling or is he past spiraling?
This isn't even a spiral. I don't feel like this is a mental health issue, right? Not in the way that he needs professional help. He just needs to go sit down some damn where. Like, this isn't a spiral. Like, we've seen Kanye spiral. We've seen Orlando Brown spiral. Like, we've seen those people. Orlando Brown. I'm just thinking
back, the video, like, when did it start? Like, when he said Jada Pinkett gave him the money and, he was crying. And is that when it started? Like, when he started acting wild, or when him and The Rock got into it?
I think.
Ooh, these are great questions, Scott. These are great questions.
Like, did it start when he fucked up the Beats deal? Like, when, like, there's a lot of.
Forgot about that. That's at the beginning of Define Ones.
Forgot about that.
I forgot about that. Ooh. $1 billion, dropped it back down to them M's.
Ooh. He hasn't been back around Dre since then.
I don't know when stuff started going downhill. Like,
the TGT breakup.
It wasn't like he was like this amazing, I enjoy him as a singer. I actually like him as an actor, right? Like, they're
a good actor.
But it's just one day it just kind of started going downhill, and like he just kind of keeps taking more L's. And now the L's are outweighing any wins that he has had. And you need a publicist.
Because he's not on the Fast and Furious anymore, is he? Because then they like, after him and The Rock got into it, then they kind of write him off for a bit.
I don't know. I saw the one. Well, there's so many of them. I've seen one of the more recent Fast and Furiouses. The one there was I remember there was a Bentley involved and like a big ship going through some ice or something. I think it was within the last couple of ones that was out, but he was in that one. Okay. And then I don't know if he's been in any app since then, but
he's been in all of them. He's been in all of them.
He's been in all of them.
Maybe. Let me say this. I don't think that therapy would not help. Like, I think everybody should go to therapy. Period.
Yeah,
I think everybody
through a divorce.
Right. Like, I think, like I said, I don't feel like this is a real, like, mental health Kanye thing like that. But he may need to talk to somebody about things or like whether it's his life or just maybe run some ideas past people before he executes them.
Yeah,
maybe like you need a good publicist or. But
that looks like, though, it looked like he didn't even run it by anybody. It looked like he just.
That's what I'm saying.
He just put that on like.
That's what I'm saying is that he needs some people to run some things by first, right? Like how many of his friends found out when they turned on the TV? Or they looked
on podcasts. We definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss, like, you becoming the best you, mental wellness.
For sure. Health. Femininity, parenthood, dating.
Definitely dating.
Single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
but also two people who grew up like with both parents, married parents, and then like you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, like her siblings and my siblings. So so it's from that perspective.
Yeah, looking at life through that lens. Yeah. So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us. From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
They looked on their phone. This is what
is that? What are you doing?
What the hell is this? Girl, turn on the TV. Tyrese is on.
Turn on the TV.
Yeah, the Rams game tripping.
That's good. Well, like, that's why I'm laughing the way I'm saying that is because that's how T-Boz and Chili when Left Eye house down. That was that phone call. Girl, turn on the TV. Lisa done burnt down this house. Like that was the phone call that they made to each other.
Lisa didn't what? But that was the thing. Like,
girl, turn on the TV. Lisa done burnt down this nigga house. It's like, what? So yeah.
The whole house? The whole house.
Girl, like you got nothing, girl. Turn on the TV. Burnt this house down. Like it's like one of those. You knew she was gonna do something, but you ain't know it was gonna be that.
What it was gonna be. That's the thing.
You knew something was gonna happen, but you didn't know it was gonna be that. You didn't know it was gonna be that.
All right. Okay. This next one is going to be an interesting conversation because Jon B has come out and said that he dislikes Chloe and Gunna using "They Don't Know" beat. This is going to be an interesting conversation, but here we go.
Deep dive of "They Don't Know."
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yeah. "They Don't Know." I'm aware. I know Tim Kelly or Tim and Bob was a part of that one as well, right?
Oh yeah, they did the track. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I play this song.
What an amazing track! Come on, man. To this day,
I play that song, and the guitar lick still has me in a chokehold.
The guitar lick is okay. So you heard the new Robin Thicke song?
His newest single? I have not.
Yeah, it's the "They Don't Know" guitar lick.
Come on.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say it right now on this podcast. Like, listen to it. It has a bang, ding, 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 bang, bang. At somewhere, look, it may not be exactly the same thing.
It's a derivative.
Robin, it's in there. It goes bang, ding, ding, ding. Right? You know, bro. You know, because you love that song, don't you? All right, yeah, you do. I love your song too. Your songs.
I love that.
But it went bing, didn't it? It went bing, ding.
Come on.
Let me talk about shit. No, but no, it does get sampled every year.
Sure.
You know, by someone. Last year was Gunna and Chloe Bailey.
That's right.
They put that Ratchet record out that I couldn't stand.
Oh man.
And I wish they never did.
Man.
And actually never got my rights to do that record either. So we gotta holler about that.
That's some business to take care of.
That's some business shit we gotta handle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know what? It's all a compliment to what we did.
Sure.
That's Tim and Bob compliment. That's
No
me
doubt.
compliment. But at the same time, my lane is my lane and my area is my area, and I earned that.
No doubt.
Just like if you made a hit in your area and you know you do your song, whatever it is, I'm not gonna just come into your area, take your joint, and make it mine, and then I pay you or whatever. So, you know, that being said,
right.
you know,
That's your
but
creation.
I've been very, very humble about my whole approach to this whole music industry thing.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted to be rah-rah and come out and say a lot of different things, I could be Cat Williams right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? But I don't want to be thought of as a guy who's disenfranchised or sort of like, you know, complacent in any way.
Sure.
I'm very blessed.
Absolutely.
And I'm on top. I'm up.
All right. It's a couple of different things going on here. Where do you want to start, Stacey? I'm gonna let you, because there's two different things I saw here happening here at the same time. I don't know if y'all peeped it or not.
So there's a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
You got him talking about how he liked how people have used the sample for "They Don't Know," and he liked Robin Thicke, who is the other version of him.
I thought it was white on white crime a little bit.
Right, so
The
this is
2000s version.
right. It's the other version of him, right? The more recent version of him, and that he didn't like the Gunna version. Fine, right? There's nothing wrong with saying that. You can say that you don't like something. People are not going to like that he called it ratchet. And they're not going to like that he called it ratchet because Jon B, as much as we love him, is white. So they're like, so ratchet turns into ghetto, which is I hate black people. So that's what it turns into that. And the fact that with Jon B being Blue-Eyed Soul and you are a visitor in our community and R&B, et cetera, et cetera. So the idea of him saying something about the song or calling it ratchet, people feel a certain way about it. I don't, because it was a ratchet ass song, and he's right. He's absolutely right. Like I also feel like he has the right to say that if he wants to. Like that I don't like that sample of it. Shaka Khan gets on the internet every year to tell y'all something that she don't like about somebody that's sampled. She hates the what Kanye did with Through the Wire. She hates Mary J. Blige.
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh,
the only person she likes is Whitney.
Go ahead and Google and find it.
I'm doing it now. Hold on.
Please understand that Shaka Khan hated that Kanye sped up the sample for Through the Fire to do Through the Wire. She hated it.
I'm looking. First thing that pops up
Mary J. Blige
on
doing Sweet Thing. She didn't like, and then recently, wait a minute, where's it at? I just saw it. She doesn't like that people call her the Queen of Funk. She don't like to be boxed in. Every year, she gets in front of somebody's camera or does an interview where she tells y'all that she hates everything, and we let it ride. He can say that he doesn't like somebody sampling the song and doing what they did with it, period. Like I said, if she doesn't like, some people may not have even known Through the Fire if it wasn't for Kanye sampling it, which is another thing that I think some artists don't realize is that sometimes when people sample your stuff, that's how people learn who you are and about you. But again, it's if someone takes your song, uses it for a sample for a message or something that you don't agree with, I can understand you not liking that and being upset about it. Like that makes sense. Like if you take my sample and you make a song about violence, gun violence, or some, whatever the hell, something that I'm completely against, I'm not gonna like that, and I want to speak up against it. And then for Jon B to be like, and you didn't even pay, you didn't even get permission to do
that's
it.
the killer.
You didn't even get permission to do it, which goes into again that if he would have heard it, he may not have cleared the sample. So there's that part, right? If I heard it first, I wouldn't have cleared that sample for you to use, and that's a whole other thing. So you sampled my stuff, it was ratchet, and you ain't even pay me.
But I don't think he owns the rights.
He probably doesn't.
Yeah, because I know y'all know who owns off of any of his.
Y'all know who owns those rights. Miss Tracy Edmonds owns his rights because he was on Yab Yum Records, which was Babyface hooking up his wife with a label because he need her to have something to do because he was trying to produce. I want to do a record. All right. Yeah, okay. We got you. You got a label, and this guy I'm working with, put him on the label so we can get this done.
I'm gonna send you the white boy that can sing.
Exactly.
And
I'm gonna do the first song with
they have their song. Was it "Someone to Love"? They did that together.
A Pretty Girl. What was
Pretty
it?
Girl.
Okay, write this down. Okay, so I heard Pretty Girl. I heard Pretty Girl back then, right? I heard it a couple of years ago. I think it came on, and I guess I just never really listened to the song, to the words of Pretty Girl. The song is nasty as hell. I had no clue. Like I had not really paid attention. Like it's not blatant, like, but it's some things that get said. I'm like, wait a minute. I just never listened to the song. I never listened to the lyrics. I think I just was caught up in the hook and then other songs that he had. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Your legs are on my waist so tight, I slide down south to taste you right. You taste so good, baby. Oh, oh yeah.
90s R&B at its best.
Yep.
I missed it. I didn't pay attention to that then. And
that was all the girls' favorite song.
Right. And then then one day it's playing and I'm actually listening. It's like, wait a minute.
That is nasty.
It's a remix. It's a different version. And that's how I knew. That's when I knew that I had gotten old. Well, that's what I knew. I knew then.
I mean, now I will one day. I mean, because there was so many, debates within our top R&B debut albums debate. Now, another one we have to maybe do at some point is the best second album from an artist. And Jon B's for Cool and Relax would have to be in there running for this sophomore album.
And that Donnell Jones.
I was just about to say Donnell Jones.
They was all back to back too. They was all back to back years.
That was Where I Want to Be is an amazing sophomore album.
And that Jagged Edge, the second, the J.E. Heartbreak.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
We're going to have that conversation sometime, but this is the second sophomore debut. So Jon B upset about it. Is what it is. They do need to pay that man. If they do owe him some money with some stuff, they do need to pay him.
Somebody needs to be paid. Whoever, if you didn't clear it, you need to get it done. That's it. Like, that's the best I can take. If you didn't get it done, fix it.
All right. Next up, we are going to dive into this right here, little video tribute. Just what we need to talk about. We're all lovers of this brother, Mr. MC Hammer, but we give him a hard problem in our community of just forgetting him. And he did a lot. So here we go.
Everybody knew that I had 200 employees. It wasn't no secret. So what you think? I was paying them in hamburgers? Somebody was paying that payroll. I was doing that. So if you wanted to now say the story is MC Hammer just pissed his money off when you knew that I was employing 200 people from my community, it said more about you than it did about me. We were dying. This is the real thing. It's not fake. Go and look at the murder rate in my city at the time. Some of the people that were dying were my classmates, my neighbors. So when I had the Hammer thing, I would literally call home. I'd be on the road. I'd call home. I said, hey, what John doing? What you mean what John doing? John dead. I said, what you mean John is dead? I just talked to him 2 weeks ago. He said, yeah, John dead and Sam killed him. Sam lived 2 houses down from John killed him. Let me speak to Sam then. Hey, Sam, man, check this out, man. Why? Well, I said, why don't you come out here on the road with me, man? I can give you $30,000 a year. I can't give you what you're making on the block. But, man, I can't have you keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you killing the very cats we grew up with. Well, 10 turned to 20, 20 turned to 30. I'm cool with that. I was cool with that because the amount of money that I was generating was worth the lives to me. If a guy that you know in the middle of the crack era, when everybody was dying, machine guns everywhere, decided he wanted to try to pull some guys out of that, if his fate is to be the guy who we're going to introduce for the next 14 years is, hey, we're going to talk about MC Hammer next, how he pissed off 30 million. Man, that's what you get for trying to contribute to the community.
Man.
Scott, I'm gonna let you go first, brother.
Man, Hammer a legend. That's all I can say, man. Just a legend. Just looking out for everybody. Like, you could say he went broke, but he had a purpose of going broke. Just trying to, like, you know, he tried to help everybody. You remember all that saying, like, everybody can't go? Nah, Hammer. What's the on the Rick Ross on the MC Hammer on Gucci Man verse? He was like, Gucci Man, MC Hammer, 150 on the guest list.
Listen, I got 30 cars, whole lot of dancers. I take them everywhere.
I'm MC Hammer.
That's it. Like, it's so right now I'm actually looking at the crime rate. He's like, look it up, right? Look up the murder rate. And it says the number of Oakland homicides peaked in 1992. Right, when it's about 170 homicides, 175 homicides. But like but before then, like it's not even like really bringing them up. But it's not a lot of people in Oakland, right? Like it's not big. So just kind of like how when we measure St. Louis and the crime rate there, right? Like it's always high, but that's because they're only looking at a small amount of people. Where did it say? It had Oakland had the highest total crime rate of any California city with 20,000 or more people. And this is back like in 2012 with 8,587 total crimes per 100,000 residents. Compared to the state. Total crime in Oakland dropped by 41% from 87 to 2012. That's because MC Hammer was employing them. That's why the crime.
That's what messed up the whole thing.
Right. He's trying to rate jab. But it said robbery rates in Oakland declined by 60% in the 7 years between 93 to 2000. So like I would actually love to see, and I wonder if somebody has actually done the research. They might have. if crime rates were down around that time that he was popular, right? And like, so like, this is me Googling it right now. If I spent 10 more minutes doing it, I could tell you, but that is interesting. And it's people do like to bring up that he lost his money, but I think we're getting to a point now where we get past that. Like, yeah, he went broke. Okay.
You see why?
Right. Like, well, first off, who ain't went broke? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I went broke 2 years ago. I'm broke right now.
Exactly.
Every 5 to 7 years, I go real broke. And then I come back up and then I go broke again.
Broke again.
That's what happens, right? So you go through these ebbs and flows, but it's why did he go broke? It wasn't that it's not that he blew his money on bullshit. We know folks who blew their money on dumb shit. How many millionaires, how many athletes, how many millionaires, how many black athletes are broke right now? Because
just from the strip club, Stacey, how many people are just broke from the strip club from Magic City?
Like, yeah, you got your check, you bought your mama a house, right? Cool. And then you bought your cars, you got your house, you made sure your homies are straight, and then the rest of your money went to the ladies at these strip clubs and
Blue Flame, Magic City, King of Diamonds,
and
the Gold Room.
Right, and those ladies have now paid their tuition and they have graduated and they are now, doctors.
And they opened up a studio, a stripper club studio.
Let's not speak about the ladies that get flued out.
They ain't even talking about them, right? The one that's getting $20,000 a month on their for their little petty cash.
Fuck that degree. I'm getting flued out.
Not talking about
this nigga play for the Bengals.
Oh, I got a winner. Okay. The girls who have spent all year getting ready for All-Star Weekend. We ain't even talking about them and how they are able to afford their lifestyles, right? So spending that money on that, he wasn't spending his money on that. That's not where he spent his money. He spent his money on employing people to keep them off of the streets. He gave them honorable jobs, took them on tour with them, like gave them opportunities to do, like getting you out. And essentially, you can give somebody a job, but if you can get them out of their environment, that's the key. And he was able to not only give you a job, but I can get you out of this environment. I can
see the world.
And hopefully with you seeing the world and making money and getting a real W-2, that you will be able to say, I want more and do something with it. And then he goes broke. And those people that he helped.
And that's the thing, is like he didn't even blow his money like that on ridiculous stuff. I mean, he did buy a whole bunch of cars and stuff, and he bought
the mansion, he bought the nice crib. He bought the big ass crib. He bought some cars. I mean, he did. Yeah, you can sell that house. You can sell those cars, right? Like that's not a big deal. But like the fact that you had so many people on your payroll, and not to say that they can all pay you back, but the lack of support. For me is what it is. Like, yeah, if you're paying me 30 grand a year or whatever it is that you're paying me, right? And if you go broke and I'm no longer on your payroll, I may never be able to give you that money back that you gave me, right? But I can still stand by you. I can still support you, or like I can still be your friend. I can still take your phone calls, whatever it is. Because I mean, I got to find a job too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that should be his legacy, is how he was able to help others and put other people on. And have we seen it in others who have done that? Like, I mean, not to say that no one has put other people on, but the amount of
that many people though, because that just saying that just makes me forget how big Hammer was at the time. You know, he had a cartoon, had a doll.
Exactly.
Cereal.
Everywhere. He was everywhere. He absolutely had the cartoon. Hammer, I am. Like I said, the disrespect is tease him about other stuff. Tease him about the Pumps and the Bumps video.
Yeah, the Speedos.
Right. Talk about that, right? Like we can tease him about that. Let's not dig into like, oh, well, he went broke. Okay, nigga, so did you. With less. With a whole lot less. And again, he didn't go broke with a drug problem. He didn't go broke blowing money fast.
Women,
like and all that stuff. That's not how he went broke. He went broke making sure that everybody else was able to eat.
Trying to help the hood.
Right. Trying to help the hood. And that's what you learn in soul food. Fuck family. Family, fuck my husband. That's why I don't help nobody.
Hey, I would love to get a little Busted Records reunion. Him, BNGB, Oaktown 357, and maybe we could pull out Too Big and T Ton. Hopefully he's big too.
But Hammer does tours sometimes with like those 90s acts. Like,
he does? I didn't even know if I could say it.
My sister saw him like a couple years ago. It was like him, New Kids on the Block, like a bunch of like old 90s acts, like Tone Loc, stuff like that. Yeah.
But shout out to the great.
There is I think Tone Loc is coming here.
Tone Loc?
I'm not. There is a concert that is coming up. Like a 90s concert, something or other thing that is coming up soon. And I'm like, and I swear that Tone Loc is on this damn flyer. And now I gotta find it somewhere. So keep talking. I'm gonna find it in the background. Like somebody, there is an old school concert coming, and I'm like, I just don't remember who's on it. Mess around with the damn one that Scott talking about.
New Kids on the Block, TLC.
Yeah, Kids on the Block.
I think they came here back in June or May. Okay. Yeah, it was like early summer when they came. They was at the Riverport.
Yeah, like to be able to do that, that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine to let people be able to do that. Shout out to BNGB, who she has actually a good source Wikipedia page, considering she really didn't have that many hits. And on here, I don't know who's running her Wikipedia page, but they put on here she dated with Mike Tyson for a year in her profile, in her biography. Did not know that. As I look here on her, her Wikipedia page.
That is.
I don't even remember what she looked like. I just remember she was dark skinned.
She looked like the girl from similar to old girl from Boys in the Hood that he lied about. That he had sex. That's the style how BNGB kind of looks. That
is a very, very accurate description of her.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the framework.
What you think about her? Remember she always singing loud. Juicy, got crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking on here. I forgot.
The juicy,
I forget. She did the song "Class Act" for the movie "Class Act." That's her.
Yep.
Yeah. Being loud.
He said being loud.
Being loud.
He won't let go. He won't let go. I was too young to be singing that song and had no damn clue what the hell I was talking about. I didn't know what the juicy was that had him crazy. I just liked the song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They was dancing. Hammer had them dancing. Hammer like, hey, you gonna be down with me? You gonna dance?
All right, Hammer, please don't hurt me. All right. Next up, there's been a lot of debate going on. Ninth Wonder put out a statement, an idea, considering that everyone's giving great acclaim to the new Common and Pete Rock album. Do we need an adult contemporary rap category or a different rap category to separate itself from general rap and hip hop? That was his statement. Q-Tip came back behind him and disagreed and said that that would be taking away from what hip hop's essence is because it's all hip hop and should not be separated. Stacey, I'm going to go with you first. What do you think about this debate that is going on?
I actually like the idea. I don't think it should be called adult contemporary. Like, there doesn't need to be that classification of it. But if we can have R&B, and then we can have R&B soul, and we can have neo soul, and we can have traditional R&B, why can't we break hip hop up? Because you have hip hop, and then we also we say hip hop and rap.
And trap.
So like we already have subgenres. We've already been doing that already. So why can't we continue to do that? Like why can't there be a traditional hip hop? Why not? If we want to have that traditional hip hop, if there's drill music, if there's trap music, if there's what was they calling it? Backpack rap. If we can have
the boom bap,
right? So
underground,
right? Yeah, underground. Have all of those subgenres.
Gangster rap.
Like gangster rap is a subgenre of hip hop.
So what would Luke be considered? Was that Miami bass? Was that
Miami bass?
Yeah, and then you got crunk.
We already have all of these subgenres. So the issue is that they just don't want to give the older generation or the older artists a different category. Now, like I said, I don't agree with calling it adult contemporary because even with the adult contemporary we all know and love, right? With the Elton Johns and Ambrosia and all of that, but it had nothing to do with an age. It just was the music type, right? And that you end up with a whole station of adult contemporary music or soft rock or yacht rock or whatever you want to call it. But it's not a problem. Like nobody cares. We are the only ones who really try to differentiate with age. We don't differentiate based on other genres. Differentiate based on the style. Trying to separate because of age. And it doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that there's a reason that a 22-year-old can't make a traditional hip hop album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you say adult contemporary, I just think of VH1 before Flavor Flav. Yeah. What adult contemporary is, if you're in St. Louis, it is KEZK 102.5. KZK. So that's what it is. That's adult contemporary soft rock. So that's what that genre looks like. But again, if we did it for hip hop, like I said, it doesn't have to be an adult thing. You just, if you want to focus on a specific style, you can call it traditional hip hop. Yeah, because they just want to make it seem like, oh, this is what the old niggas listen to. They want to listen to these words. We just trying to vibe. That's all the young kids gonna say. Like, man, I ain't trying to hear what they got to say.
Right? You just you be listening, to what they say. Like, okay, so they be using whole words, and these niggas be having shit to say for real. Like, yeah, sorry that I actually listen to the words of songs.
Yeah, some of these songs tell stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes you think.
Right. Sometimes they actually have things to share. Like
gives you insight on things you never thought about.
Right. They drop gems sometimes. Right. And you catch something that you didn't hear before, and you're like, man, that person is really talented. Because of the words that they used. But
do you think that it would change hip hop's scale, or would it just be? I mean, I do think that we should have it, but I know because a lot of people say, well, that would give other artists that are doing traditional hip hop or something along those lines more of an opportunity to be at the top of the charts. But I mean, that's like a bluegrass chart. I mean, it's still the bluegrass charts. There's not going to be a lot of sales there. If there's not a lot of sales there, you're at the top of the bluegrass charts. That's cool, I guess. But are you? to say, you know? And I guess that's the debate.
So what, like Killer Mike won album of the year, would he be considered that adult contemporary if we was to?
That's a good question. And you can be in both. You can be like you can be just like you can be on the R&B charts and the pop charts and the hip hop charts. If you it doesn't mean that you have to be.
Because I noticed like with Nicki Minaj, they've been kind of moving her in different categories, like probably within the last few years. Because
she keeps getting moved. What was the issue was that she got moved.
It was like during the Grammys, because
they put her to the pop category or something like that. But she can't get mad at that. You're putting out pop albums.
Mm-hmm.
So like, again, don't be upset at your choices, like, and the consequences of your choices. So if you continuously put out pop albums, yes, you will get categorized as pop.
Yeah.
If you're putting out rap, it will be rap. So have some things being miscategorized? Yeah, possibly. But again, if your album is, if it's pop, it's pop. That's it. And it's not just, pop has no longer just short for popular music. There is absolutely a formula for pop music.
That's a pop sound now.
Like there's been a pop sound for a very, very long time. There's absolutely been a pop sound.
Just the 80s.
80s. I'll say 80s. I'll definitely say.
Yes. Oh yeah. 80s. Yeah. I agree.
Definitely since the 80s, there's been you could really define the pop sound. 60s and 70s, it didn't really have a formula for it.
No.
At all. There was so much experimentation with things that people were doing, but by the 80s it was like, nah, if you do this and this and that, you got to hit record, and that's when that started. So yeah, I don't think that. But even with that, with pop, I wonder is there a traditional pop category?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Because I mean, what would be traditional pop now?
Traditional pop is Western pop music that generally predates the advent of rock and roll in the mid 1950s. So traditional pop
be like Beyonce.
So again, I don't think that there's a category for it at this point, but that traditional pop would be that original definition of popular music. So yeah, the most popular and enduring songs from this era are known as pop standards or American standards. The works of these great songwriters and composers are usually considered part of the canon, known as the Great American Songbook, blah, 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 blah. So those are, it's Frank Sinatra's Dinah Shore, Perry Como, Peggy Lee, like Bing Crosby, Dean Martin, and then even into the 50s and 60s, Louis Armstrong, Nat King Cole, Nancy Wilson. So that was pop at that time. And then
Temptation was considered pop in the 60s at some point, like crossing over like Just My Imagination and My Girl, stuff like that.
So that would have been it. So then once it was, this goes into the advent of rock and roll, blah, 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 blah.
And then the Supremes with some of their stuff, it crossed over.
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin definitely went pop. Would crossed over and went pop in the 60s and 70s.
This doesn't dig into crossovers or that crossover, but essentially, so to answer my question, yes, there is a such thing as traditional pop. That's interesting. It said the appearance of the lounge subculture in the mid 1990s in the United States helped to enhance the revival and interest in the music style and performers of popular music before rock and roll, which is and I do remember that. And when swing came back, like and everybody, the swing era came back.
Oh, like Louis Vega, was it Louis Vega and all them?
Yeah, like that was
Blue Cantrell.
Blue Cantrell, yeah. You right, that Blue Cantrell.
Yeah, the Bossa Nova, all of that, around all of that resurgence. But anywho, I think Yeah, well, and then adult contemporary is a form of radio played popular music ranging from 1960s vocal and 1970s soft rock music. So again, when I said adult contemporary, like I was right, but I don't think we should call it that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there is an urban adult contemporary? Hold, please.
Urban?
Hold, please.
Is that basically neo soul?
Hold, please. Urban adult contemporary is the name for a format of radio music similar to urban contemporary format. The radio stations using this format usually would not have hip hop music on their playlist and generally include some mix of contemporary R&B and traditional R&B.
Actually, SZA.
It is. I'm trying to get.
No, this is basically. If anybody from the Chicago people know, this V103 in Chicago, all the hits in the Dusties. That's what it sounds like. All the hits in the Dusties. If you over 35, 40, that's what that category sounds like. We don't want rap category from what Stacey just described. Like we don't want rap.
Magic 108 before 6 o'clock.
There we go.
Yeah.
Before Kevy Kev came on.
Before Kevy Kev came on for a couple hours.
Yep. So anyhow, but I don't think it's divisive, but I can see why people think that it would be. Or I think Q-Tip said that calling it adult contemporary is ageist. And like I said, I don't think it should be adult anything. It's hip hop, but it's again. I think you could go call it something traditional hip hop and be okay.
Listen to the bars.
All right. People love when we go back in time and listen to different stories from different artists. This one is from Warren G discussing the work ethic of Tupac Shakur.
Just a soundtrack was going on, so he hit me. I didn't believe. I hung up. So he called back like, this is Pac, nigga. He was like, I'm at Echo Sound. So I jumped in the Regal, grabbed my motherfucking MPC 60, all of that stuff, put it in the car, drove up to Echo Sound. And when I walked in, it was him. So I sat down with him. He's like, nigga, I want you to do a record for me for the Poetic Justice soundtrack. We started chopping it up, and he was asking me, like, what's up with you? So I was telling him everything I was going through. So he said, got some beats for me? So I pulled out my disc, put them in my MPC 60, started hitting different beats, and then I came across a sample that I had from Donald Byrd, and I hit that motherfucker. Said, boom, 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 boom. He said, I want that one right there. So I put it together, put the drums on it, put everything on it. So he went in the booth, and nigga knocked that shit down. I swear to God, probably maybe 35 minutes. He came out, because I didn't hear him doing it. They had the speakers down, all that shit, and he was in the headphones. So when he played it loud, he came on. I played the cards I was given. Thank God I'm still living. I was like, God damn, this nigga saying the same. He's saying some of the shit I just told him about. He said, my definition of a thug. He came, I said, oh my God. When he said that, and then he said, Warren, do you got something you could scratch in there or do a hook for me? And I said, okay. I said, it 'tis the season to be serving. Then I took that Richard Pryor. I said, what you doing? Then I brought in that Snoop. Mobbing like a mother.
Shout out to one thing I've noticed about Warren G. He really did ride that Regal. He talks about that on the album. He really did push a Regal around, because he talked about that in his album, like, just hop in the Regal. And I'm like, oh, so he really was riding around this Regal in the early night.
Look, when your car is your car, like me, I'm hopping in the cruise. We out here 10 years wrong. We 10 years strong.
And he hadn't blown up yet. He ain't got on yet. You gotta remember this.
This is car with his money.
Yeah.
No car, no. Like that's it. Like we out here.
Endo Smoke was on that soundtrack. Endo Smoke was on that, so he wasn't known at all at this point.
Just in these streets. Just out here hustling.
Still trying to find it.
That's it. Like
the work ethic of Tupac, of him just, like, people always say, like, dude, he would just go in there and knock out songs in 30, 45 minutes and just, like, come back. It's uncanny to many people that would say that. They'd be like, oh, dude, I just wanted to go, like, roll up some weed, and I came back and he said he was done. Like,
which goes into the catalog of what is still out there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's like, how was he able to, how was so much be able to be released once he passed away? It was sitting there because when he came home, he just was in there, just getting it all out. And which is why I always hate those re-releases, because the re-releases work if you didn't get All Eyes on Me. Like his, if All Eyes on Me never happened, the posthumous songs that were released would make more sense for people. If you weren't, because it doesn't, you're like, wait a minute, how did we go here? How did he get here? How did we get from there to
locked up and angry?
Right. Most people came in on All Eyes on Me.
A lot of people
came in on All Eyes on Me. That's it. That's where you came in. So you got All Eyes on Me.
You think that's where most people came in? Not Me Against the World?
They came in.
I think a lot of the younger, like if you was under the age of, I say if you was under the age of maybe 14, 13, when All Eyes on Me came out, then that was kind of like your introduction to pop.
That was it. You had because of California Love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I would say if you was under 10,
so,
you was under the age of 10.
I came in Me Against the World. So I knew Brenda's Got a Baby, but I was in Me Against the World. So that that Vibe cover with him, the prison interview, right? Like I think right before he went in. So I had that.
President Powell did that interview.
Yeah, I had that magazine, all of that. So that was when I came in. So already knowing Brenda's Got a Baby, hearing Me Against the World, and to this day, Shed So Many Tears is my everything. And then to get All Eyes on Me, and I mean, like you heard California Love. Okay, cool. I mean, I've heard, I Get Around, little party song, no big whoop. Then you turn on All Eyes on Me, and I won't deny it, I'm a straight rider.
The greatest, one of the greatest intro songs to come in.
Like first song out, like album, like he just got out. You press play, and you've been hearing California Love.
Yeah, hearing California Love,
and you press play. I won't
Mm-hmm.
deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't want to fuck with me. Wait a minute.
And sorry. These beats were supposed to be on the Dog Pound second album.
Yep.
Because these was Dad's beats.
Right. So it's like, what the hell? So you have a whole different person than you just had. A whole like this, like he is so angry. Now there is some old him in that album, but it's not it's in there. It's in a lot of different songs in there, but still though. So you're like, okay, whoa. And then the next one, then you get the Don Illuminati album, and then they start bringing his old stuff out, and then you hear Changes. Changes absolutely fucking makes sense. It doesn't make sense after All Eyes on Me, but it makes sense in the like if All Eyes on Me, if that album never dropped, Changes makes sense to from coming from Me Against the World, from Strictly from all of those. But
Changes and his feature with Scarface, The Smile.
Yep,
Smile. Yes.
Yep, all of those. So when that's why it's hard to argue with people. I don't want to say who are younger, but just who weren't around for it, because they're like when we say that, like, nah, he was an activist, he was this, he was that, and they're like, no, he wasn't. It's just there was just a problem. Okay, he got really mad at some guys, and he talked about it.
He got shot, and he got real mad.
He got shot, and he went to jail, and there was just a period of time where he just was he wasn't himself. Okay. So.
I mean, you kind of understand where Pac come from, though, even though I don't believe Biggie had anything to do with that. But think about if you invited me to your house, Stacey, and I call you, I'm like, I'm in the parking lot, and somebody robs me right in your parking lot right after I call you, tell you I'm on my way up, and I'm at your crib, and this is you. I mean, you're bigger. You're the block captain for the apartment complex. You know everything going on in the neighborhood. Watch all that. And be like, Stacey, who got me? I don't even know, for real. What? You don't know?
That's what I'm saying. So
you get where Pac is like, are you serious? You don't know. I'm coming to see you. It's your place.
And don't nobody know nothing.
And then nobody know nothing.
And don't nobody know nothing.
No, then the crazy part is he dropped a song called "Who Shot You."
Oh, that and a lot of East Coast people try why would you do that, dog?
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying. So why would I not think it was you? And then to that point, so let's say that initially I didn't think you had anything to do with it, but over time I know that people were telling him like, hey, you know, and then who knows what the fuck Suge said. Right. And
he's an instigator.
Still a whole instigator. So who knows what the fuck Suge said.
Wait a minute. Was that Source Awards after Pac? Yes, Pac was locked up at the Source.
Yes, the Source Awards after that. And he already he's talking about Puffy. He's like, Puffy got my boy shot too. Because Puffy, boy Wolf shot Suge Knight's best friend in Atlanta, which started this. So that's what he telling him in jail, Stacey. He shot my boy too. Puffy had my boy shot. So I already see what you're saying.
This is what I'm saying. Like, niggas be like, look, man, okay, look, this is what we can do, right? I'm gonna make this contract real quick. I want this little paper napkin. Sign this shit. Get you up out of here. Okay? We're gonna drop out. And Pac was like, okay, I guess. And came out and immediately started recording again. So all eyes on me. Remember, it's a double fucking album. So he had to do all that.
First rap double album, folks. The first rap double album.
They came out, and then so all of that music there, bam, right? So it's some good songs, it's some throwaways, it's all of that, blah blah blah. But then immediately after that, almost like immediately, the next album comes out. So it's like, where's all this coming from? Like he is in there. Boom, 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 boom. So it's like the question of, did he just really need to get all this off his chest? Is it that he was hurrying up trying to get out of that deal? He was trying to hurry up and get the albums out so that he wouldn't have to be on the deal anymore, because maybe he felt like whatever. But it was all I'll just say is that Pac was a different person, absolutely, with that album, and that different person, I think, is because of that new persona. I don't want to say persona, but that the new Pac is the reason that he's not here.
And he had a chip on his shoulder, man.
Yeah, the West Coast Pac.
Yeah, West Coast Pac. Yeah. Or Death Row Pac is what the better way to put it. Death Row Pac.
Better Death Row, because he did grow up part of his West Coast. And
I'm saying, when he was hanging with the underground, he was okay. I mean, he was always in trouble, but he was in trouble for cussing out the police.
Little silly shit.
like jaywalking and cussing the police out.
He did shoot like 3 Atlanta cops though and got away with it.
Well, if you're gonna bring up everything.
Hey, the idea of this is just the look. Pac's life was ridiculously wild to be 25 years old. 25 years. All this shit happening.
25. Because again, at that point, so he died in September. He just turned 25 in June.
Yep.
He had just turned 25.
He just turned 25.
Think about it. He shot 3 cops, had sex with his best friend's wife, got shot. One time, shot me 5 times. Real niggas don't die. 5 times in the elevator shaft. Went to jail for
became best friends with Mike Tyson.
I walked Mike Tyson out to the ring rapping, and that's in a 2-3 year period. They ain't even talking about him dancing for Digital Underground. That's not talking about him in the Jada saga. That's not talking about him. And
hey, they ain't talking about Juice.
Juice, none of that. 25. He lived 40 lives in 25 years. And that's why he's so much revered, man. The youngsters know.
He did. All of those things happened. We don't it's I think people are like, oh, you have to love Pac. You weren't there. And it's it's not even like you weren't there. Look it up.
Yeah.
Just look it up.
How everybody loving Drake, they was loving Pac.
Look it up. Look it up to understand why we go hard for him. Look it up. That's it.
All right, our last topic is the people always love. We are revisiting albums. This edition we're doing, since we're talking about Death Row, the second Death Row soundtrack that we have covered in this series, revisiting Murder Was the Case soundtrack.
Classic.
I had the movie on tape, on VHS. I bought it at, I want to tell you I got it like at Blockbuster Music or something like that. I bought it and I let Vincent Jackson borrow it in middle school. Never seen it since. I've seen Vincent since then, and every time I see him, I bring it up. Because you took my tape. Where is it? That's it. But the album was amazing. I actually bought that CD for somebody a year or two ago. So I won't say who it is, but if you see somebody with that CD, Stacey.
I think I have some questions.
I guess
I remember borrowing the VHS from comedian Willie C in middle school. We made a trade off. I was like, all right, man, you can borrow my band from TV. Just let me get that Murder Was the Case for a couple days.
You probably bought it from Vincent.
Where did he stay? Did he stay on the north side?
No, I was on the side. I think Vincent was on the side. Either way. But no, this was it. And so after our last one, we were talking about that with Snoop being on the MTV Awards. And I said, Scott and I are talking about the exact same clip. We're just talking about different pieces of it. I was talking about the beginning and he was literally talking about the end. So it's like, so when I found the clip, I'm like, see? I'm like, look at the beginning, look at the end. Like, it's it. And he took the song, remixed it, made a whole movie with it because the version that's in the video or is on the soundtrack is not what's on Doggy Style album. It's totally different. And it was.
Well, let's go through the tracks. We're gonna go through the tracks. We forgot to go through the tracks for the last one, y'all. Sorry, we just got into it. So I want to make sure we go. Murder Was the Case, first song. Now talk about it. The first song on the album. Now talk about it.
As I look up at the sky,
God, my mind starts tripping. A tear drops my eye.
My body falls, shake. Try to say it. I mean,
Dr. Dre was in his bag when
this song doesn't get brought up.
What do you mean?
So when we talk about storytelling songs, right? People are the art of storytelling, bring up the one Biggie song or whatever. So, but people don't bring up Murder Was the Case. And it is a whole song. I mean, from him talking about in the beginning, right, about how whatever happened, right, he's about to die. Like he got killed, like he was shot, right? Because that's what it is. He gets shot. He's dying. He makes a deal with the devil to stay alive, and he's able to get all these riches and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, he's in jail. So it's like there's a whole story that he did that no one talks about. The fact that no one brings this up at all, which is so weird to me.
I just remember, I think Charlie Murphy was one of the dudes that was the dude that shot him.
Yep. I gotta rewatch that now. I gotta rewatch that movie.
Like I said, I do not remember it.
I haven't seen it.
Like I wish I did. I wish I could tell you that I did. I don't remember the movie.
It released in theaters in some cities. I feel like it did.
Yeah, I was too young to go anyway.
Right, it just was on. Like I said, I had it on VHS, so I don't think that it was.
But the movie was only like 30 minutes, though, wasn't it? It wasn't even an hour, was it?
No, 16 minutes.
Yeah, it was like long. It was like the rap version of Thriller.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, so the album is longer than the movie.
Yep.
Got it. That's it. That's that. But so yeah, Murder Was the Case is the first song, and then after that.
That's when we start getting real interesting is after that to me. Next song on the album is Natural Born Killers, the reunion of Dr. Dre and Ice Cube. First time they had been on a track since '89.
One of my favorites.
And at the time, this was controversial, y'all remember, because they are basically redepicting the OJ Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman.
Mm-hmm.
So remember that was controversial. The video was controversial because of that. They wouldn't play it on like MTV like at certain times or something because of that.
Because you remember that was one of the lines what Cube say. He was like, I never let a hoe stay, but I'm down with Dre like AC is down with OJ. Hey, y'all remember Pac was the sniper in the video?
Yes, the final shot of the video features a cameo from rapper and actor Tupac Shakur prior to his association with Death Row as a SWAT sniper who takes out Ice Cube's character. Yeah.
And that's when we thought that we would make.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I didn't say that shit. Shout out to you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
That was when it started. The rumor, the bells. Remember, they supposed to come on an album called Helter Skelter.
Yep.
It was an Ice Cube. Remember, it was inside. It was inside the album for, I believe, this, like where they would preview what's coming soon from Death Row, and it had Helter Skelter, Dr. Dre, and Ice Cube. We never got it. Never got it.
Wasn't it a? I don't know.
DLC did an album.
I don't know if it was Death Row or Ruthless, but wasn't it like a Chris Tucker comedy album supposed to come out? It was on one.
Yes, it was supposed to be on Death Row.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was Death Row or Ruthless. Yeah.
Yep, it was inside the liner.
So Natural Born Killers was originally supposed to be a Sam Snead and J Flex track called The Heist.
I can hear Sam Snead on it.
Well, he produced it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So then after that is one of my favorite songs.
What Would You Do? The Dog Pound features Snoop Doggy Dogg. And this is when they're dissing. Now, if you thought that there was going to be a reunion for NWA, the next song lets you know that there isn't a full reunion because Daz and Corrupt go in on everyone.
Fuck beats you knock out every nigga down with him because I'm a natural born killer. That's what he said.
And a Steelers hat.
What would you do?
So if we did think there was a reunion between them both, they said it wasn't. Right after that song where you're like, oh man, this is cool. Maybe they can get Easy back. No, they're not. Not this year. Not in this year. Not this year.
Again, it's the train of thought. And oh yeah. Fuck BG knockout and every nigga down with. I love
out of nowhere.
But remember
they didn't have nothing to do with this. I just felt like saying that.
Remember they got into it on what was that Montel Jordan?
Montel Jordan had to do 2 music videos because of
something for the honeys.
Video got trashed.
Fucking shit up. Something for the honeys. There's women like a video that should not bring conflict. It's ideally. It is going to be people out hanging around and women in tight clothes, scantily clad, drinking drinks and everybody having fun. And the idea that niggas would still fuck it up.
Oh, but supposedly Nate Dogg is the one technically that fucked it up. He got into it and he threw it.
He was swinging golf clubs.
Yeah, he was swinging golf clubs and like something that was heavy, like throwing it at people. Like, so the singing one was the one in the DPG C that was the one that was Daniel.
Okay, well, Nate is the one that you call when shit going down. Like we learned that in Regulators.
Yeah, on Regulators. I was just gonna say that. Next up on the album,
what else was he supposed to do? Sometimes you got to hit a nigga with a golf club, okay? I'm just saying. Song after that
on this is 21 Jump Street.
I love that song.
I remember, yeah.
I love
Snoop Dogg and Trey D.
I love that song so much. So much. I love that song.
Very slept on song here.
Very
people don't really mention and talk about a lot.
Very slept on song.
And mentioning the great Nate Dogg, one of my favorite Nate Dogg songs, One More Day, which sounds like a gospel song unless you really listen to the lyrics. Until you listen to the lyrics, you think it's a gospel song. because the way it comes in, well, you are listening. Yeah, you are listening to the captain of the DPGC, Nate Dogg. I was about 8. They caught the first case. You caught your first case at 8? Damn.
That man know that he could sing and tell you some horrible shit.
He be crooning.
Crooning with a horrible ass story about some shit. He's like, good gravy, this is a horrible song, but he sounds so good.
Good. No.
He sounds so good singing it though. I just appreciate it.
Oh, the intro for y'all. It says, "We would like to welcome you to a very distinguished speaker. He hails from the DPGC. Would you please stand and welcome the one and only OG Nate Dogg?" It sounds like it's a preacher coming up, the guest preacher at your church during revival.
Yeah.
He's a church boy.
21 Jump Street has a good intro because it's DJ Easy Dick on the stage with the platinum hit W Balls.
They were the best. And that role was the best.
Hello. Yeah, the fact that, and that's, which is so funny, like the fact, caller, my dick's in your ear. You want to say what? Hello, caller.
That was Ricky Harris, right?
Yeah, Ricky Harris. Yeah, Ricky calls at the end. Ricky calls at the end. But yeah, but just him saying that, like, what? The fact that
the jack off hour,
right? Now live with the jack off hour with DJ Easy Dick. Playing. I forgot who did W Balls caller. My
favorite one on Dog Pound now was like, "Wake your goat mouth ass up."
But see what's after.
So DJ Easy Dick was Ricky Harris.
Okay.
That was him too. So he was doing everything.
Oh, so wait, so he was the DJ and the caller.
Yes. Ricky Harris is DJ Easy Dick.
Okay. All right.
That's what I thought he was. I was looking, I was like, man, who was Easy Dick? It is him.
That is.
Rest in peace to Ricky Harris. Then next is the Grace Jewel, Harvest for the World. Don't know why this song is here. I'm gonna be honest. But Death Row would do that.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We talk about No Limit putting everybody on an album. Death Row did it too.
They started
it.
They started it.
Absolutely will put everybody.
They had a Christmas album.
Yes.
So that way, because Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto. So there's that way. But I mean, but it's also a soundtrack, right? So this is the perfect way to put everybody on the album. I'm about it. So that's how you do it. So all right, who else is here? We get somebody, get her singing on the sound. Misha, let me get my baby mama. Hold on, let me get her. She can come sing something too. So get everybody, and that's it.
Was the old dude on there? You know, the dude that used to do the poems for Big Pimpin'.
That man.
Oh, you talking about?
I don't know. I forgot his name.
I don't know. That's his.
Yeah. Hold on.
I write with my pen.
Yeah.
I put my kid cold Michigan nights, and the bitch didn't drink foaming.
Yeah.
His name is
one in my staple. For I've not gotten a refill for her.
He was like the Death Row's Big Rube.
Yeah, his name is Big Pimpin'.
Oh, that's his name.
That's what I think it's saying here. I'm just trying to make sure.
That's interesting. That could be. I mean, it might be.
Big Pimpin' Delamond is his name.
Delamond.
Yeah. Big Pimpin' Delamond. So he is named Big Pimpin'.
That's on brand.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. That's just on brand. That's just on brand.
Then we get to who got some gangster shit: Snoop Dogg, the Dog Pound, Little C Style, and Young Swoop G. Little C Style would go on to be in the group LBC Crew. If y'all remember that LBC Crew, that's where Snoop just started. They just anybody in Long Beach. They like, just come do on the song. We'll figure it out later.
What's the movie with Martin?
Thin Line Hate.
Yeah, we're like
somebody somewhere
better beware
my crew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they was working the hell out of Roger Troutman.
Oh. Hey, look, Who was the? Oh, good question. As we keep going, who was the first to bring him back into like relevance?
Roger Troutman.
California Love.
No, because was it California Love?
Because we were still listening to old Computer Love songs.
Right, but I'm talking about like who brought him back? Where you like he was when you said he was getting overworked? Like who brought him back?
Dre.
It might be Dre though, actually.
Dre and Pop.
I'm gonna go Tupac because. Wait a minute, hold on. I think
it's California Love '95. Yeah.
So no, California Love, but there's something else that got sampled. Hold on.
Because we hadn't heard nothing from Roger since the 80s.
And he was on Sounds of Blackness, Hold On, Change Is Coming remix too.
I remember that, yeah.
But that was, I think that's after Pac.
More Bounce to the Ounce has been used.
Oh, tons of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't.
But they wouldn't.
I have to dig.
Yeah.
Yeah, to figure out like when was it like that all of a sudden.
It looks like 95 is the year. Like when a whole bunch of rap songs he started being guest appearance on, it looked like it was 95 was the year it started. Because then he was on the Clicks. Remember Scandalous? He was on there with the Click. He ended up doing the stuff on Thin Line Between Love and Hate. He did Thin Line Between Love and Hate with H-Town.
Yeah.
He had the voice box on there.
LBC crew, yeah. LBC.
I sound like computer, like every Computer Love was every fucking where though. When I think like now,
It's Your Body. Johnny Gill, he was on that.
It might be Tupac because Computer Love was on. I would say, well, one like you said, Computer Love was getting sampled by everybody, but Tupac used Computer Love.
More
I Get Around samples. Computer Love.
Computer Love. Yep.
Was it Tupac? Was he the one that was like, "Hey, yeah, I need to be."
I love me some rock.
Get that voice box going.
Yeah, before auto-tune.
All right, and then next up after that was Come When I Call from Danny Boy. This is the first time we've heard Danny Boy at this time. Cool song, you know.
He'd be around.
Yeah, I thought he was the next up at the R&B side. Now we're gonna get into a interesting section of the show with the next song, Sam Snead, You Better Recognize. Super hard song.
Master Plan.
Hard.
They call
only
him
one
Sam.
single on one song there. He's from Chicago too, so he had reached out and got somebody from Chicago. Danny Boy's from Chicago too, so I don't know how Death Row was running through Chicago at one time. But if everyone remembers the story about that someone saw a producer get their ass kicked in the studio and stomped out, that is Sam Snead they're talking about when they talk about that story. Dang. That is why we only hear one song from him and two produced songs, Murder Was the Case, and this song going forward in his career. We've never heard from Sam Snead ever again in our lives. After that ass whooping, he was never be seen, which was sad because he was actually good.
They hit Sam Snead with an Uncle Sam. I don't ever want.
Oh, he did Keep Your Head Ringing too. He did produce Keep Your Head Ringing too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was on the Friday.
Yep, so Friday soundtrack.
Death Row did the Friday soundtrack too.
No, Dre just did that one song on it. I think it was on Priority. Because
that's right.
Cube associated Priority, but then Death Row is like associated Priority too somehow, like they're like their parent label, so it was an easy transition, I believe. But I think it was just a Priority thing there. Then next up on this album, we have Come Up to My Room, Jodeci and the Dog Pound. Who didn't know that? How did we not know we needed this group to be this connection to be together?
Devontae did some amazing things over at Death Row.
Yes.
And I think we don't talk about Devontae as a producer enough.
No.
100%.
We don't talk about it enough at all.
His branch of his family tree, like what you get off of him, the Timberlands, the Missies.
Genuine, Player.
Yeah, it's a lot of, like I said, some great production that he did at Death
Tweet.
Row.
Isn't Tweet out of that camp too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tank.
Yep. that Basement Crew. It was called the Basement Crew.
Yep. The Super Friends.
Yep.
He's over there making some stuff happen.
Well, he's also putting his hands on a lot of people over there, allegedly too. And that's why he didn't, because he kind of fumbled the bag with that whole crew. Swing Mob was the label. And I'm just looking at it here now. Missy Elliott, the group's Swiss Sister, obviously. Timbaland, Genuine, Static Major, and the rest of the Player, Tweet, and some other producers were all in that same group together. And like tons of other producers. Stevie J was in this crew too. Yeah, it was a lot of people working with the Basement with Devontae, because Devontae was doing it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So hold on. They called the VA Player Super Friends. You was serious about that, Scott, when you said that?
Yeah, that's what they called themselves. The Super Friends.
Yeah, okay. Because in this crew is Push It. The clips are in this. Pharrell,
all that Virginia, that whole Virginia.
Matt Skills. So they had like a VA Super Friends. They said, okay, good shit. All right, next up on this album, song that was super interesting to me personally. A lot of the people. Once again, Jewel is back with a second song on here, "Woman to Woman."
So.
I didn't know.
Both songs are remakes too, y'all. Both songs are remakes.
I didn't. So remember, I told you I didn't know old songs, right, growing up. So when I heard this "Woman to Woman," I had no idea about Barbara and Shirley, like the original Barbara and Shirley. So my "Woman to Woman," my intro to the song is Jewel singing it. Is that?
Oh wow! Okay.
So her conversation is different than the original one. Some things that she says. So and like, so I'm just like, man, like, wait. So when I finally heard the original, I'm like, wait, I know this song. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, wait, this conversation is different. But yeah, I was absolutely, again, too young to be singing "You Ain't Woman," "Can't Take My Man."
I got him clothes on.
That man is
woman. Man, it's
from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet. I'm what he loves, and he loves the food that he eats. See these rings on my fingers? Where's yours? I got a brand new car. You on a bus?
You on the bus? God damn.
Mind you, I've not heard that song.
And I haven't heard it
20 years. The fact that I remember that part. Like something, the things
I didn't know it was on that soundtrack. I always thought it was just on her album, if she ever dropped that album.
I don't think Jewel ever dropped an album.
Yeah.
And then next up, we have when we talk about diss tracks, I don't think this song gets enough love as a top 10 diss track of all time. That is DJ Quick's Dollar and Cents, where he is dissing MCA. The first couple lines, "Now let's get down to business, bitches." That is the first line to come out the box on this song. Let you know early that he said, "Let's get down to business, bitches." He said, "I don't know why you didn't have the G, because the G ain't in you." For the MCA. Then he also performs it at the Source Awards and raps the song live right in front of MC8, who's in the 6th row. Bad security issues all around the Source Awards. At some point, we do have to do a deep dive on just the Source Awards. One episode just needs to be a Source Awards at some point.
There just needs to be a movie about the 95 Source Awards. Like, how do I get this started? Like, do I just put the idea out there? Do I put up the first $5 to get this done?
Do you want a documentary or do you want a live action?
You want a biopic?
I want a biopic. I just want the.
Whose perspective is it from then? Like, who's our protagonist? Like, whose perspective is it from? No,
I want it just from. So think about the Freaknik documentary, right? So it's just telling the history and the story, right? So we can give the background of the magazine, the idea of creating the Source Awards, production, getting everybody together, and what the atmosphere was like at that time. And then I want people to talk about that night. I want Outkast there. I want Like, I mean, if you were there, even if you were just in the audience, like people that were there that can really be able to talk about what was happening that night. I don't want no motherfucker there.
It's an interview with, it's on Snoop's, it's from a few years ago, his GGN network, and he had the Far Side on there. And they said they were at the Source Awards. You know, I don't think they were nominated for anything, but he was like, we were like flies on the wall. He was like, we saw everything that happened.
Because nobody was going to fight the Far Side. They was like,
that's what I want. And the people, when they are doing this, if anybody gets on that screen that was born after 1987, get off. Like, no, I don't want you. You can't, because no, I don't want what you read. Like I said, I saw it. Like, I was watching it. I want people who were just like I said with the Freaknik one. Why the hell was 21 Savage there? They wasn't even doing Freaknik by the time he was more like, so no, there's a level of like, I would love
like, we couldn't even talk about Freaknik and be on there because we wasn't even old enough to even go. So what, even someone our age couldn't have been in that doc.
All I'd be able to say is I always wanted to go.
That's it.
I was waiting to go.
We lived through 95 South and 69 Boy.
We were prepared. We were getting prepared. We were on that. And then
this and that.
Listen, because if you don't want to party, then you should go home. And I wanted to be out there with my tennis skirt and be out there, but they shut it down. So again, that's the only memory I can give you, is that I wanted to go. Like, I knew about it. I wanted to go. I was very interested in going. That's it. Other than that, I can't give you anything. I wasn't in college at that time. Like, I was in middle school.
We wasn't even in high school yet.
Bro, I was in middle school. So yeah, like if you weren't, you got to know some shit to be able to talk about that. But yeah, at the Source Awards, it has to happen for me. Sorry. Think so.
Yeah, and effectively, in many ways, DJ Quick ended MC8's career effectively with this song. I know people say, "Oh yeah, no, he didn't." Yeah, he did. On a mainstream level, this song effectively ended his mainstream career. He went on and did other great music, but like on the mainstream level, where you're like, when he was doing like the show and Straight Up Menace and all that stuff, and what was the other song?
The one and all that show.
Yeah, that's this. None of that was happening after this disc came out.
One time gaffled them up.
Yep, literally. And then we get where I guess they felt we just need to throw 3 songs on here at the end. We got some homies, right, that just need to go jump on here. Next up, the Eulogy, Slip Capone and CPO. He's from the DPGC crew, supposedly. I remember the song. Oh, he done passed away. Oh, rest in peace to Slip Capone. I'm sorry, brother. But it was a cool song. It wasn't, it was cool. It was the end of the album. You let it roll. And CPO was a group. Yeah, it was a whole bunch of people in that group. Did y'all have any thoughts on that that song? That song?
The next 3 songs I have, or pretty much probably like why I listen to the album, or why I listen to.
Oh, really? Horny?
Yeah, I mean, they're like, so go ahead and tell them what the numbers of song 14 is.
14 is Horny, B. Brazil.
So there's a little breakdown, little bridge that I sat there hitting play, pause to learn it, to remember it. And so to this day, I remember the little breakdown part or whatever, right? There. It's not a rap, if you will. Like, it's singing kind of. Like he was not a singer, like it was at all. Like and like Nate Dogg was more melodic than B. Rizal, but Horny was my song. That is my damn jam. And you can't play it for like a late night, like that can't be on the slow jam list, but It doesn't go there. It doesn't belong there at all. But it's maybe you could play it in a car or something on the way.
That's why you ride.
On the way to the house, play it in the car. But not. Don't play it in the bedroom.
Play it in route. Play it in route.
Right, because the thing is, like, if you played it in 2024, if you played this in the bedroom with me, I'm gonna start singing it. Would it be all right if I kissed your lips, run my hands through your hair, caress your fingertips, look you straight in the eyes, tell you words of passion, make you feel every kiss, because this is everlasting. So you go through the whole thing. I'm gonna be sitting there singing it, and then you're gonna be like,
I don't want none no more.
Right, like now I'm all in. Like, you was kissing on my neck, but I'm singing the song. So it's all.
You try again tomorrow.
I mean, now, and then now, like, I want to, because now in my head, I'm thinking about the next song on the album. So this has gone off, and it doesn't matter what the next track is that you're playing. In my head now, I'm saying, East Side nigga, West Side nigga, East Side nigga.
The East Side, West Side, the Young Soldiers.
Yeah.
Young Soldiers.
That was my song. Here I come with the 410 Mossberg, it's a rip pump, and I'm like, I fucking love that song. So again, like, now you've ruined it because you played horny.
Because you don't think about what's next.
Because now, like, and I don't know if anybody else does this, right? Like, if there was a mixtape you had or whatever in your mind, you know what that next song is that's coming on. So, like, that's where you hear. And for me, when horny goes off, East Side, West Side comes on. So we have killed this mood. It ain't nobody horny no more, because East Side nigga, West Side nigga, and then next one, if you had the tape, is Hot Ones.
And look, and you talked about this before with the when we discussed Above the Rim soundtrack. They did the same thing again by putting another song on the cassette and not on the CD.
But this time I had the cassette, so I knew Hot Ones. Call up Hillary, bring the artillery, fuck that bitch. Folks said you like that's my shit. I trust the nigga, I trust
the old school deluxe.
I put my gun in my mouth. You fuck with me and I'ma catch a hot one. Fuck with it. Like, so now that's where my head is. No one is horny anymore. We've moved on.
It's all over. Everything is all over.
It's all over with now. This is where we are now. Like, so
Stacey went from horny to ready to do a who ride.
Nigga. Nigga. That's exactly it. The mood is over with. Let's ride out. I'm ready to go.
You done messed it all up. You done sat here and messed it all up, man. Oh, the song that you was thinking about, one of the songs we forgot with Monty Troutman that was sampled, that was big, at least on the hood side, was Pyru Love, Bloods and Crips.
Yeah, so that's Computer Love, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying to everybody did that. So I absolutely thought of Pyru Love. Absolutely. It was, everybody was sampling Computer Love. So Roger Troutman, it was always a check that was coming.
Then they used the song in Menace when he pulled up at the park.
That's right. Sure did.
Yep.
Yeah. People love that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So supposedly, Suge Knight tried to sign the girl Bloody Mary from Bloods and Crips to Death Row. Tried to make her one of his first artists on Death Row. After he heard Pyru Love.
I could.
Because Death Row had nothing.
I mean,
Death Row had nothing but Crips.
Right. Why we ain't getting no Pyru Love in here?
I was like him and Damu needed somebody to hang out with.
Because he was only
too busy. Quick was too busy doing other stuff.
And Quick was already blown up. Quick blew up on 89, 90 with Born and Raised. It's 89, 90.
Yeah, 90.
He didn't need no label. He was doing all right because he already had his own little label because he had the Penthouse Players,
AMG, Hashi,
Second to None, you know, he had all them groups up under him, so he didn't need Suge, and you know, like at least on that at that time, you know.
You sure. That's when you just doing beats.
I miss High C.
Leave my girl alone.
All the girls that just love me, but my drug got greasy. So that song, and he had another song called "Sitting in the Park."
I'm trying to remember "Sitting in the Park." I remember that.
Oh, what should I do? Sitting in the park, waiting for you. Like it was a song about him sitting in the park, waiting on some girl. He was sitting on the bench. Should I slap the trick until the tramp hits through? He's sitting in the park, waiting for you.
I just remember "Leave My Curl Alone."
Absolutely. Yeah. All the guys that just love me. Hey,
because so Slick Rick's took that from him then for sitting in my car. Sitting in my car, waiting for you.
In the park. Like I used to watch the box all day. So sometimes, you know, like that, it's always some random song that you end up seeing, and that's I remember that song. Like that song.
It's from the soul song from Billy Stewart. Is where everybody took it from Billy Stewart.
Oh yeah.
It's another song. It was another group. Something else that used to always come on. Lighter Shade of Brown.
Yeah, I used to love Lighter Shade of Brown.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Just kicking it with the top down. Now I gotta write them.
Yeah, I'm putting them in my thing now.
What was Kid Frost?
I like to love Kid Frost.
This is for the right
side.
What was the name of that song? I mean, that group. It was like, it had to be. I know I was in 7th grade. It was a little Hispanic group. They had a song called Eastside Rendezvous.
That was Kid Frost.
That was Kid Frost.
Featuring 2 other cats. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Eastside Rendezvous was Kid Frost. I bought that album too. That album had a couple of cuts on it.
That hook was trying to hold on that Eastside.
Yeah. Kid Frost. The others, the name of the, because it was like 2 other dudes that he was like working with on that. That was on that album. Smile Now Later. It was ALT and OG Genius is the 2 dudes that were on the song with him. Eastside Running, and then he had La Family on there too. Oh, that's right. This was on Roof. That album was on Ruthless.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I meant to bring my iPod into the house to show y'all. Because people have been asking me, they were like, how old is that iPod? And I'm like, if you only knew, it's like a 2nd gen. Like
I still had the big one with
like I had the big one. Like I had a little, mine is like a little baby one, because the one that my original one was stolen out of my car. My manager at work knew that it had gotten stolen and gave me his old iPod, which was the one, I guess, like before the one that I had. And it does not, it has the old dongle thing on there to plug in. It does not stay charged on its own. It has to be plugged in to my car for it to work. I cannot do any of the settings on there. Like I can move stuff, but nothing really happens. So everything is done through the car.
The car.
Right. So like literally when I'm pressing, like if you see like my hand is doing that, it's literally me just hitting next, and because it's on shuffle. And it's just going through.
So you don't have no playlist, no nothing.
Well, I do have playlists, and I can go to those playlists, but I can't update them, nothing. And so it's just an adventure, just in the car sometimes. I don't know what's going to play. And then somebody was like, I can't believe you skipped over whatever song. Dude, it's on shuffle, and it's only some songs on here. So that song had already played when I got in the car. Or I think the other day I realized some songs are on there more than one time. So that's annoying too.
Yeah, I got that a lot.
You be like, damn, like, oh my God, like how many times is this going to play? Or you have a version that cuts off. And then there's another one. So there's some things that I have on there that'll be like this song, and it'd have like in parentheses, good one, like when I was able to update it. So
are the ones with the mixtape ads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, bruh. So yeah, for anybody who has seen the stuff that Stacey forgot was on her iPod, the reactions are real. Like if you can actually see like my in my phone, like I'll be driving and I'll just press record. So like I'm going through whatever, right? And if I get something good, I'll go for it. Just depends on where I'm driving at, but it's all like that. The reaction is real when I'm just like, like what? Like it's because I haven't listened to. I haven't listened to it in a while because it was in Big Sip's car for like a year. We had to break up for me to get it back. He was like, "Oh yeah, here you go, iPod.
Here you thingamajig,
right? Thing." But he's like, I like, because again, it's so random. You don't know what you might hear. Like, hey, you had that one song on there, right? Didn't I?
I missed mine.
It's been fun posting those and everybody being like, oh my god, like somebody's like, turn the car over. I almost did.
All right, Stacey, where can people hit you up at?
On the interweb, Stacey Adams. On
you want to talk about people hit you up, man?
All right, just hit me up in the group, man. I'm about to start posting when I wake up, when I go to sleep. I'm just constantly posting. I try to treat the group like a news network.
You on mute. I think you literally hit mute as soon as you started talking.
I think people literally do just come to the group to like find out what happened this morning.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, yeah, he posts all night, and I see every post that he posts because I'm up all night, and like I sleep like 2 hours a day. So like either I see it as soon as I wake up in the middle of the night, or when I'm about to go to sleep. That's when I see it.
We usually see Stacey like almost at the end of that first shift. Remember when Twitter had the shifts? We'll see Stacey like at the end of almost at the end of first shift or in the middle of first shift. Yeah, that's why she up now.
Like pretty much, like I get that overnight, but you ain't gonna. I show up at some point. Or I tell you, I see things more than people think I see it. Like I may not comment on it, but I see it. We're on the feed all day. So come on and join. Come hang out. See what we doing.
Yeah. All right, we will be back soon, and we appreciate y'all listening as always. Peace.
Bye.